Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news, just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it, plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. My voice is in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the Ladies in Red.
Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. We're back with another show. I'm back again with Zeo. Zeo, thank you so much for coming on again. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And guys, if you are wondering who did the music, it's this man right here, Zeo. Very talented. Thank you so much for doing the
I was just going to say that intro sounded sick. Who was that?
I wonder who that could have been. No, obviously, truly grateful for that. Yeah, it's been a lot going on, Zeo, in football. Obviously, since last time we spoke, anyway, in the football world, there's been a lot of movement. Not at United, but there's been a lot of transfers, a lot of rumours, as always, circling. I just mentioned off camera, you probably haven't seen it, but Danny Ings has recently signed for Villa. Kind of just came from nowhere. Obviously, big news on Grealish. Apparently, he's going to City, 100 million. His medical's on Thursday. Firstly, what's your thoughts on that? I know it's not United linked, but I just obviously a lot of people wanted Grealish at United. Thoughts on him going to City and that price tag as well?
I'm upset. I feel like we should have done that, but obviously we can't spend unlimited money. But yeah, I feel like he looks like a United player. Like I'm a bit upset by that. Like I ain't gonna lie, it upsets me. I really wanted him.
Yeah, I felt like that. Grealish, obviously, you've seen tweets in the past of him saying, I was at the theatre of dreams and stuff. Come on, United. He can't stand City. He doesn't want City to win. I think he would have favoured United looking at it, but 100 million is what's been talked about. Yeah. That's crazy money. That is crazy money, though. Do you think he's worth
that? Yes, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say, yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he is. I think especially for a team like City, who players who are good can just slot in and do a job like for them easily. When you come to certain other teams, he probably isn't worth that because they need other things in other areas. But City, he's just going to slot in and it's not fair. It is fair, but it's not fair.
Well, you look at like Villa's replacement so far. I mentioned Danny Ings, and I'll get into that in a minute. Leon Bailey came in as well. Obviously, Leon Bailey's young, and a lot of people rate him. Obviously, plays for Jamaica. It'd be nice to see him in the Premier League. And obviously, they signed Buendia from Norwich as well, who had a very good season in the Premier Norwich previously. 3 very good signings. Going forwards, that they're a threat. I think Tuanzebe's going there on loan as well to strengthen them defensively. Villa fans have got a lot to be excited about. As much as I'm sure they're gutted about Grealish leaving, they've got a lot of players coming in who surely are going to get you on the edge of the seat. Yeah,
they're going to be better, even though they're losing him, because they're getting some quality players in. They're losing, and if they would have kept him and got them, it would have been a next thing. But they're getting some quality players in. I think they're going to improve, and I think it's a lot of money. They have to take it, and Grealish has to further his career. He's not young, is he? What is he, 28 or something?
He's not young. Then again, a lot of people say Jesse Lingard's still young, so I think it depends what people class as younger. But yeah, I'm gutted. As a football fan, I know I'm biased as United. Of course, I'd love to see him in a United shirt, but I would have loved. I said that my respect for Grealish would have gone up massively if he'd have signed that new deal at Villa and stayed there. Obviously, amid all this interest as well. You just don't see it in football nowadays, like force goals. You know what I mean? Players like that who just one club men. You don't get it no more, do you? Like, it's sad, really. Grealish obviously could have been that guy. He's not. Unfortunately, money, as we know, plays a massive part in it as well. But City looking like they're going to get Grealish and Kane. I mean, last week we were boasting about our window so far, Sancho and Varane. That is crazy, isn't it? And the money that's been talked about as well for Harry Kane. Like,
you legit think that's going to happen? You think that legit is going to happen? You think it's actually? Oh dear. Oh
and it
dear.
Kills me, but I do. But on the positive, obviously Romelu Lukaku flopped at United. Didn't suit United, I'm going to say. Didn't suit United. He went to Inter, broke records there. I think he was top goal scorer, won the league, obviously. Decent Euros as well. On fire. Rumours are, I think it's more than rumours now. Chelsea are in talks with Inter about bringing him back again, looking in 100 million mark. What do you think about him going back? I mean, personally, I want to see it. And the reason why I want to see it, because I'm hoping that Lukaku going to Chelsea means they're going to back off on Haaland. And that means maybe next summer that could open up for us. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
So, in one hand, it's Chelsea. And just because they've bought someone, that means nothing. They will still go for somebody. And then in the other hand, it is Lukaku. And I think he's going to do amazingly well. So it's going to be like, why do we need to go for anyone else? If you get what I'm saying. So I think it depends on how he does. Because I wouldn't put it past Chelsea to sign Lukaku, put him on the bench next season and get Haaland, because that's what they're like. So it really depends on his performance in my eyes, and I think he's going to smash it though, because I think he's a good player, and I think Chelsea needs someone like him who can just bury goals. So I think once he has that great season that he will have if he does come to Chelsea, I think they won't bother with Haaland, and then obviously there's only one place for him to go.
Back with Ollie, reunited. That's what we need to happen. Shivan, thank you so much. He says hello to Soph and Vio. Good to see you both again. Zio, thank you so much for that. Shivan, yeah, I'm a bit mixed on the whole situation because Lukaku, I'll be honest, I'm scared when he comes to face United. Obviously, he's gonna want to come back with revenge. You know what I mean, with vengeance. But at the same time, like I say, the Haaland situation could open up for us, and that excites me. So I'm a bit mixed on it. I think it's mad money. I really do, and I do think that he'll feel like he's got a point to prove coming back Lukaku again. Like
What is how much is Lukaku?
I think they're saying roughly the 100 million mark. If someone can confirm in the chat, but I think it's a lot of money. I'm pretty sure we'll get the sell back clause in that as well. We'll get some kind of sell on clause, so United will get a bit of profit from it as well. But yeah, mad. Good evening to Daniel. Hope you're doing well. Can't think of a player who's gone back to the Premier League and smashed it. Lukaku could be that guy. James, obviously, an Everton fan, says, God, I miss Lukaku. Like Zio said, he's a very good player. I think I was a bit harsh. I didn't mean to say he flopped. He didn't flop. He just didn't suit our style of play.
That was an Everton thingy in his thing. So does he mean...
James is an Everton fan.
Yeah.
It's been about to favourite Baggies as well. Obviously, he was at Albion, at Chelsea. 103 million, apparently, Curler said. We've got 150. I know it's a 100 million mark. It's a lot of money.
That is pressure for Lukaku. That is pressure on his head. But can he do worse than Werner at Chelsea?
True. Werner couldn't buy a goal, could he, to be fair?
What a saying!
He couldn't. I felt bad for Werner at times. I swear, like, it just wouldn't go in for him. It just would not go in for him. I felt bad for him. But look, Werner's a good player, and I wanted him at United, so I'm not going to sit here and slate him. But he did have a poor season in front of goal. Chelsea still like him. I think he'll probably play more of a different role next season, Werner. I don't think it's a case of Lukaku coming in and Werner being dropped. I think he'll play a different role. But yeah, scary. Like, the teams around us obviously are investing. Obviously, Liverpool are linked with Saul Niguez as well as we are. We're going to touch on that in a minute and say we would rather see it United. But all the teams around us are obviously investing. Do you think that's on the back of what they've seen us do so far this transfer window? Because we've kind of blew people away with the whole Varane signing. Obviously, Sancho coming in as well. Do you think we've got people worried?
Yeah, I do think we've got people worried because I think we're going to win the league. But other than that, though, it could be to do with how fans are coming back in and they can see a future. Like now, they can see fans are coming back, so money's going to start flowing properly again. So they're thinking we can actually spend this season and obviously one signing triggers everything, doesn't it? Like that Grealish thing triggers something, and then Chelsea, like, you can't leave us behind. We're the money spenders, we're the money dons. Like, do you get what I mean? So
yeah. Like competition, just anything to look better than United, and I think that's the whole Kane Grealish thing. City as well. Obviously, City have seen the local rivals get Varane and Sancho in, and they thought, "Oh, we got to try and better that now."
So who's Tottenham going to get? That's the thing. What are Tottenham going to do?
Good question. A lot of people actually believe Raul Jimenez from Wolves. Obviously, Nuno might go in for him. Obviously, he's worked with him at Wolves. Do you think he's going to bring him across? I think it's going to be an interesting one. Someone did say in the chat, and I've just missed it. Someone did ask if you got a Wolves shirt on there, by the way, Zio. Someone said he's got a Wolves stuff.
Just orange. No. I would like one,
gold. It's gold.
I would like one.
No,
the Wolves stuff's sick. I do like the Wolves stuff.
The Castore one.
I like it.
Yeah,
and obviously
Castore as well.
We're from there, so you're allowed to wear a top where you're from, even if you like support United.
You won't see me in a Wolves top, unless obviously I play for Wolves. I play for Wolves, that's different. But you won't see me wear one, no way. Nah.
I love their top.
I get what you're saying about the colour though. It's different, isn't it? Like, it's a Wolves shirt from miles off.
Yeah.
Nassif says Neves in and play a double pivot of Fred and Neves like Jorginho and Kante.
Right, so Pogba gone then.
Where's Pogba fitting in? Is he going to stay on that left-hand side? What's happening? Like,
so Rashford's gone then, or Martial's gone.
Well, Rashford's not going to be there first few months of the season, so we can kind of class him as not there. But you are right, coming back in. What's going to happen? I would like to see Neves, and he can play as part of a pivot, and if that's the role, obviously that Ollie wants his midfielders to play, whoever he brings in. If he brings a midfielder in, I think Neves would suit us nicely. I think he's a ball player. I already mentioned he's a leader. He captained Porto. I think he was like 18 or something like that.
So you say Pogba gone as well then?
I'm saying I would take Neves in.
And get rid of Pogba?
Personally, my ideal signing would be someone like Rice. So we don't need two midfielders. I would rather see just have one CDM, Pogba in front of that, and obviously Bruno. But then also
Right.
you're saying Pogba. What about Donny as well? Apparently this is going to be Donny's season.
He's finished, isn't he? If we
Is
sign
he?
someone, he's done.
It depends who we sign though. Like, it's
Yeah.
pointless signing people if they're not better than what we've already got as well. Which I don't, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people
Yeah.
saying get Basuma in, is he a lot better than what we've already got? I don't know. But I'm just saying that if Ollie does bring someone like Neves in, I wouldn't be disappointed. Like I think one, we need competition for places anyway. Two, it's proven in the Premier League, his experience. That little Portuguese link up with Bruno as well. I look forward to seeing that. But you
Yeah.
are totally right. Like that's Ollie's headache then, isn't it? How is he going to fit all these players in? How is he going to work?
If Neves comes, I'll be super excited. But Neves in means Pogba out for me. Like that means they know he's going.
Okay. What's your
For
thoughts
me.
on Pogba then? What do you think? Like, is he
Keep
staying?
him
Is
at
he
all
going?
costs. Give him whatever he wants. Keep him at all costs. He'll play. Like I don't question his loyalty. He likes Manchester. Like he'll play.
He looks happy though in the videos I've seen.
That's what I mean. Like just keep him. But if you can't keep him, get Neves in, and then I don't think I'll miss him if you have Neves, Bruno, and
Donny.
It's not going to do that though, is he?
No, he's not going to do that. Of course he's not. But I don't know. So I would be happy with Neves coming in. I think we need to sign a midfielder. If it says Neves, would he be my first choice? No. But if I get him, I would be happy with it. I think that's probably my best summer on him. I think he's a decent player. 35 million is the price that's being quoted as well. So it's not like we're breaking the bank for him. I think he'd be a decent signing.
Do you know how old he is?
I've no. If someone can tell me in the chat, I think he's like early 20s, isn't he? He's not very old. He's early 20s. And De Gea said Jesse for Spurs would be good for him. Neves, perfect fit and keep Pogba. That big clubs won't do. Pay the Rice fee. I can't see us paying that Rice fee.
Neves perfect and keep Pogba. That big clubs. Huh?
So basically, keep all the big players. Big clubs obviously need competition for players.
Oh.
It doesn't necessarily mean that Pogba start the game or Neves has to start. But are these players going to come in and realistically be happy to play second fiddle? Or do you know what I mean? Like, the players that we're quoting are big time players realistically. I mean, Neves is still young. That just kind of bowed into that. But yeah, I'll be interested. It's Ollie's headache at the end of the day, but that's why he gets paid the big bucks to manage Manchester United. It's his decision to make. But for me, we do need to sign. He's 24. I did think he's early 20s. 24 is how old Neves is.
20. Oh yeah, that's young. Yeah, he's got bare time left.
Yeah, to be fair.
35 million. That's amazing.
So I mean, like that's a bargain. And he's already had experience of being captain. Obviously, he's played in Europe as well.
And I really think he takes. I really think he takes the Pogba fear away. Like I think if he comes in, playmaker in that pivot, I think the Pogba fear kind of disappears. It's like, yeah, it'd be nice to keep him, but if he does go, we've got someone that can pass the ball not just as well, almost as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like you've got a moulder player, a ball player in there because at the minute if you're losing him, you're thinking we're going to rely on Fred and McTominay to spray the ball, and that obviously isn't going to happen. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But for 35 million, I think that's mad business. Obviously, Saul is another player that we've been linked with as well from Atletico.
Every
Liverpool, year. Yeah. But this year, to be fair, it does seem like he's going to leave Atletico. Obviously, he's been linked with Liverpool as well. Would you be happy if he ended up at United? I think he's a very good player. But I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert on him. Like Neves, obviously, is a player that I've seen a lot more of, which is why I said I'd be comfortable with him.
Yeah.
How would you feel about Saul coming in?
I haven't seen him play a lot. I'm just basing it off how everyone gasses him up, and I think I've seen him play once and he looked good, but I couldn't tell you much about him, to be honest. Yeah. I imagine he's not going to be cheap, is he?
Neves quality 35 million. I'm ignoring him, so madness. How much is he actually? I don't actually know what he's up for. I think he's got his contract. I believe he hasn't got long left on it. Hence why there's a lot of rumours around his future. Right. Curly said there he wants to go to Barcelona, but they can't afford him. They can't afford a pack of crisps at the minute to be fair, Barcelona. So they can't afford. So. But at the same time, I don't want to sign players where we're their second choice. Like Camavinga, apparently he's so heart set on PSG. I don't want to just be like a stepping stone for a club. I want a player who's going to come to United and obviously dedicate to United and want to be part of this project. You know what I mean? So I think we need players who aren't just coming for a paycheck. Like Varane apparently openly said that he wants to come in. He likes the idea of a new challenge. He likes the idea
in the Premier League.
Solskjær. Do you know what I mean? Like everything seems like he wanted this challenge at United. Whereas if we're just going to be used as a stepping stone to move on to another club, I ain't really about that. I want a long-term player.
Yeah.
So it depends really where his loyalties lie. If it is that we wouldn't be his preferred choice, then I don't know really if I'm that.
I imagine if Saul came, he'd probably stay for ages. He's been at Atletico since the beginning of time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I imagine Neves would probably be there for a while as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Neves didn't he get relegated or coming towards like League One or something, and then he's like gone up the leagues.
Oh no way! I didn't know
So
that.
that's a proper challenge, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You can't question that. Neves, I don't think it was ever really about the money for him. But James, I agree with that as well. He's not the out and out CDM that we need. He definitely isn't. His play gets forward, got a few goals in his game as well. I know he's a very good technical player. I agree with that. But I think there's a lot of questions about the kind of Camavinga was another one who we were linked with. Again, he's not that out and out CDM. Royce is the most fitted player to the ideal kind of mould of player that I'm looking for. But like I say, the money for him is ridiculous. Again, you're looking at the 100 million mark, and for someone like Declan Rice, who hasn't really done a lot in his career at the minute, that's mad money. But we know what happens, when they're English. Look what we pay for Harry Maguire. Look what Arsenal just paid for Ben White. Look what City about to pay for Grealish. It's just inflated, isn't it?
That Ben White to Varane comparison is that is Anyway, carry on.
Mad. It's mad, isn't it? But don't get me wrong, like I know we can laugh at that, the fact that we've got Varane and they've got White for the same price. But I think he better say defence. So I do think he's a good signing for them. Like price tag out of it, I think Ben White is a nifty signing for Arsenal. I really do. But that money is ridiculous.
You'd be mad if we spent it though on him, innit?
Yeah, well, we spent 80 million on Harry Maguire though, so I wouldn't expect anything different. Do you know what I mean? Right. Like I think it's just, but for me, I just think that they've needed a centre back for a long time now, and I think he's a decent signing. But when you look at what we've got for the same money in this current market as well, it's just madness, isn't it? Really. But without Europe, I guess they're kind of limited Arsenal at the minute as to what players are going to be attracted to play for them. I know they're still a big brand, don't get me wrong, but not in Europe. I think that takes a lot out of it, doesn't it? Like players aren't attracted to come and play in what are Spurs in this year? The Conference Cup or whatever it's called, that mad European Cup, the Conference Cup. I swear it's called the Conference Cup. I don't know where they're going. And all I know is like it's a 3:00 kickoff. Expressions were fuming. He said it's going to be like stuck in traffic or something, and they're going to be playing like a European 3:00 kickoff on a Thursday. I think it's like a Wednesday or a Thursday 3:00 kickoff. It's mad.
Oh my god!
Players don't want to come for that. They do not want to come for that.
No.
And big up to Zoe. Says evening, Soph and Zeo. Hope you are good. Doing good. Thank you, Zoe. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. With Sancho here, how is that going to affect the rise of Greenwood? Good question.
That's what I was saying in our last stream, innit? That's what I worry about. I'm hoping that it's just some nice rotation between all our front players, and whoever's playing well gets to play. And I just hope it's really good rotation. And Solskjær, it's better to have the options, really. And I think Solskjær really likes Greenwood. Greenwood will get his chances, and Greenwood will score goals. And obviously, Cavani's not going to be here probably the season after. So you need to start moulding Greenwood into that position, you would think.
Yeah.
But then in the friendlies, he's playing on the wing again, which is a bit confusing.
Yeah. I think it's done a bit of both, I think, in friendly Greenwood. I think he did go centrally as well. I personally see him long term, like you say, Cavani, that 1 year extension. I think I see Greenwood long term to be a number 9. That's where he wants to play, and I think that's where I see him. But for this season, with Rashford being out at the start of the season, I think that kind of helps because obviously you have Sancho and Greenwood either side and Cavani centrally. But when Rashford's back fifth, that's where it's going to get interesting, isn't it? What's going to happen with Greenwood?
You've missed the player of the season. You've missed someone that's going to be the player of the season that I keep saying. Martial. Rashford out. Martial's not going to.
You're right. Yeah. But Martial, again, I'll see him as a number 9. That's where I probably miss him. I'll see him more central. So I think he's
going to be a winger. I think he's going to be the left winger. This is guessing, though.
You know what? It all depends on how players are training, though, and what kind of form they're in at the start of the season, isn't it? I think I would be happy to see either Greenwood or Martial out wide, to be fair. I'd be happy to see Martial back playing again. I want Martial to prove a lot of people wrong, and I want him to nail down his spot. I really do. But has he got it in him? And I think that's the interesting thing. I think we've seen in a few occasions people say that he had his number changed and whatnot. And I felt sorry for him in that moment. I did. But he hasn't really. I mean, in spells we've seen flashes, but we need a bit of consistency from Martial. And I think this season is make or break for him. And I really do hope that he makes it at United because I think he's very talented. Rapstar, thank you so much for the super chat. Says I have a funny feeling Saul has an agreement with LFC. We're not winning the league. I'd say Chelsea or City are taking it, but we'll be in the mix. I do think it's going to be interesting with the signings that I'm seeing around us. I think it makes it very interesting, but also the race for like Europe as well, with the likes of Aston Villa, the way they're investing. Obviously, you can't write off Leicester. Spurs are going to be in the mix. You'd think Arsenal are going to be in the mix as well. That top half of the table is going to be really interesting. I think
it's going to be exciting, and I feel like I half agree with Rapstar there. I've got a funny feeling about Saul in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And as for not winning the league and City taking it now, I think if we get that CDM, we're going to be better. I think we're going to be better. I just think we're going to smash it. Our morale's, our team, we just, forget it. We're winning it if we get the right player in CDM.
Fingers crossed. I do think a midfielder coming in is important. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that'll change my perception. If we get another midfielder and it's a midfielder who obviously makes us better, then I believe that I'll feel more confident in that. But I do agree with the statement we'll be in the mix. I do think regardless we'll be up there or thereabouts. Fergus says, like the stream, guys, get your questions in. Every viewer is important and your opinions count. Totally agree with that. Get your questions in, guys. Ask me, Zio, any questions and I'll read them out best as I can. Cavani, I was about to say that Cavani, you mentioned obviously Martial, but I do think at some point, whether it be an injury or whether Cavani obviously will need a rest, I think that Greenwood and Martial will feature a lot in terms of swapping in with Cavani for that role as well.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a squad game, isn't it? It's a squad game. How many times have we seen players get injured and we've had to rely on a kick coming in or a player playing out of position? Like, it'd be nice to actually turn to the bench and see a perfect replacement there. And I think with the likes of Martial and Greenwood, we've got that, haven't we? Obviously, if Cavani can't last or for whatever reason. But yeah, interesting to what happens. James said there, Villa with the signings they've made could be a threat for Europa League. Totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Buendia, Leon Bailey, Danny Ings has just been added into that as well. That's impressive, isn't it?
Do you reckon they'll get Lingard?
Villa?
Yeah. No, sorry. What am I on about? Sorry, no. I've just had a complete brain freeze there. I was on about... Nah, ignore that question completely. I was on about a team in similar colours. Yeah.
Burnley. I'm joking.
Yeah, I was on about
West Ham.
Yeah. I was confused. Sorry.
You know what? The whole Jesse situation is interesting because I've got a list of players here who I feel we could possibly see going. And that is Jesse Lingard, Pereira, and Delo. Them three players.
Pereira's not going nowhere.
Do you want him to say? You said that like
no, I
he's
don't.
not going anywhere. Protective of him.
Ain't they asking for like 30 mil for him?
Apparently, yes.
He ain't going nowhere. Delo, I think Delo will go. Surely he's got to go. He's been going every season, hasn't he?
He's been on, he's on loan to AC Milan. Apparently, AC Milan are interested again in him.
Right.
If that does happen, then that will speed things up in terms of Trippier coming in. Obviously, because rumours are Trippier coming end of the season, end of the transfer window. Sorry, just before the season. You know what, Delo, I like him, but I've never really been massively sold and convinced by him. But at the same time, I've really seen enough of him to be able to make a judgment. I don't think he's had a massive run of games, massive chance. Do you know what I mean? He's still very. I personally would rather see him go on loan again. I know it seems probably long for him to go on loan again, but I think I'd rather see that and see a bit more of Delo first before I make a decision, because I feel like it's a bit unfair. I feel like he's one of them where we kind of let slip through the net. We'll get rid of him because he's still only young. He's 22. The Hayes are there. And then he's going to go on to be like a really good player, and we'll regret it. And I kind of don't want that. I think a loan would be better. But
it seems like Ali doesn't care about him, though. Ali doesn't seem to care about him, does he? Like, he had chances to play him and just didn't.
Well, if you think if Ali goes and gets Trippier now, that kind of is a kick in the teeth for Delo, isn't it? Because you're thinking there's Wan-Bissaka, Delo. You'd probably think he's next in line really to become that right back, and to get someone like Trippier in as well, then that kind of knocks him even further down the pecking order, doesn't it? So
yeah,
interesting. I just feel like I haven't seen enough of him. But obviously, I'll trust Ollie's judgment on that. If Ollie doesn't think he's good enough, then I'd rather us get some money or even use him in a deal if we can do. James said there, Everton, he said, we need the right back. We'll take him on loan. Since people do like Delo, though, like neutral, like football fans who have seen him, and people obviously I know he played in Milan. A lot of people saying he had a very decent season. But from when I've seen him, I haven't been massively sold on it. But like I say, I feel like it's a bit unfair because he hasn't had many games and he's still only 22 as well. But Pereira, pre-season Pirlo, surely we've got to find some suitor for him somewhere abroad.
Not for 30 million.
Not for 30 mil. I'm hoping we reduce that. But apparently we're ranking Jesse Lingard at 30 million as well.
But I can picture that because he actually
more than Pereira.
He went to another team and showed what he's capable of. He showed that Messi Lingard again. But Pereira is just like, as soon as the season starts, he gets space jammed. Where the do you know what I mean by space jam? Where just in case people's watching and don't get it, if you see Space Jam where they touch the ball and they take the powers out of them, like Pereira just loses his powers as soon as the season starts. But so I
Space Jam, I like that. Comes a zombie. Shivan says we should sell Delo. He's not going to have a good season, and Ollie won't play him in the right position. I agree with Zio. Ollie doesn't care about him. He doesn't seem to fancy Delo that much, does he? It seems like obviously Trippier. The rumours are will be coming in, like I said, that'll push him further down. I agree here. Surely we should sell him. Ian says he's worth 10 million max. Would you agree with
that? You're selling him if you put him for 10. You're selling him. I reckon he's worth more than that. But if you want to get rid of him, and I bet he's not even on cheap wages either.
Yeah, I don't think.
That's what I mean.
But what I will say, that goal he scored the other day was an absolute belter.
Yo,
Absolute
banger.
goal.
Absolute banger.
But
Yeah.
that's what's frustrating about him, though. He has got that in his locker. Like,
So
I
what is
remember,
it, the pressure?
watching him as a kid. I don't know what it is. It's Space Jam. If it's Space Jam, I don't know what it is. But yeah, I don't know. Hello to Mahidin. Hope you are very well. Is Zio a Power Rangers fan? Zio, are you a Power Rangers
I actually hate Power Rangers because
sorry, Simon.
because I'm in battle with Power Rangers. You search Zio, you find me and Power Rangers battling to get the highest search results. I hate them.
YouTube, I like that. Says we're keeping Jesse, should push Bruno and give him rest too. But what about, is Donny going to be able to be there for Bruno as well as back up? Obviously, I don't know. Jesse Lingard, I love him. I love the guy. I would love him to break into that 11, Messi Lingard return, and we see that kind of form on a consistent basis. But I think a lot of people believe that West Ham was kind of his level, and that's not me being disrespectful to West Ham at all. But obviously, he's got West Ham into the Europa League. A lot of his goals contributed towards that. A lot of people feel that's his level. He can consistently perform at that level. United, obviously, there's a lot more pressure. Would you agree with that statement, or do you think he could be good enough to make it at Manchester United? Because he's been here a while now.
He's done at United. He was amazing at West Ham. And my question to everyone watching, anyone who's saying that we should keep Lingard, my question to you is, are you basing it off how he played at West Ham or how he played at Man United before we sent him to West Ham? Because I remember everyone was getting frustrated with Lingard because he was not playing good. So if you're basing it off West Ham, it proves it's his level at West Ham. It'll come back to United and be bad again. Go to West Ham, be good again. Like, it depends what they're basing it off. And I think loads of people have they're forgetting how bad Lingard was.
He was, but at the same time, I will say that he had a lot of things going on off the pitch and stuff. Didn't he? It was no secret.
Right.
I know his mum was very, very ill, and he was looking after his I think his grand. I don't know. He was listening to his nieces or something. I don't know.
Right.
His grandma, I think, was ill or something as well. There's a lot of stuff going off the camera, and at the end of the day, they are humans, and I kind of get that. Apparently, Ollie put his arm around him and said, "Go and enjoy your football at West Ham. Just like go and enjoy it again," because obviously he had a lot of stick, a lot of criticism for his playing. I think he had like 0 goals, 0 assists or something, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I feel like Lingard needs to play a lot to become Messi Lingard. He needs to play a lot, and then he gets that confidence and he becomes good. And that is not going to happen at Man United. He's going to be playing like 1 every 5 games or something. Like, because Bruno doesn't come off the pitch.
Sure, yeah, right. But obviously, that's one thing I'm hoping. I've already mentioned it on our last stream, that Ollie getting the personnel in, he'll improve, because Ollie isn't a finished article as a manager. I know that. Like, I know I'm saying Ollie in, but I understand he deserves criticism at times, and he's got to be better. You can't always blame the fact that he hasn't got many options off the bench. Do you know what I mean? He needs to be able to rotate the squad better as well. Last season, I think too many times we were expecting a weakened squad, and he went out with a full strength squad, and he didn't really need that. So I'm hoping we see more rotation. So I do think that's something that Ollie needs to work on, his substitution timings and his squad rotation. And Rapstar, thank you so much for that. He says, keyword if, even if we do, still not winning, I'm convinced that Ollie doesn't know how to use a team. We're just talking about that. A team properly, as long as Pep, Klopp and Tuchel is here. No. What do you think?
That's like sending for everything I just said, isn't it? Everything I said, he just shut down everything I said.
What do you think, Ollie? Can he prove himself against, obviously, because he's up against, obviously, Pep, quality manager, Klopp, quality manager, Tuchel, quality manager. Can Ollie compete with that? Because he got second last season, he got into a final. I think he had a lot of stick when I think he deserved a bit of credit, to be fair.
Yeah.
But a lot of people believe just because he's a club legend, that's where he is. Like I've already mentioned, he does need to improve tactically and whatnot. And I think the personnel coming in makes less excuses for Ollie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have faith in him?
I have faith in him because I think last season was not a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. He made silly mistakes, he did, and he still managed to achieve what he achieved. He didn't have the squad that we needed. He had to keep playing Fred and McTominay. Like, even though we didn't really want to see it, there was times when he kind of just had to do it because it's just like, what else is he going to do? And overall, he didn't fluke it. He competed against these managers. Obviously, Tuchel wasn't there. And he came second. It was not a fluke. Anyone who says that was a fluke, obviously don't watch Man United, because Ollie made it to second with his tactics and with his decisions. Yeah. Even though he frustrated people with some of them, he still made it. And there were some silly games. There were some silly games as well that we lost as well that he shouldn't have lost, and he still made it there. So it wasn't a fluke. So I say we're going to win the league, but anyone who's a Man United fan should be saying we're going to be thereabouts, like competing for it. Yeah, got to be.
Yeah. And I think with Ollie as well. I think a lot of people are saying Ollie out and it changed. As Manchester United manager, I think you're always going to have that pressure, that added pressure.
Yeah.
But for me, you've already mentioned the squad morale. Like, he's obviously a very good man manager. A lot of people thought he was in to settle the ship. He's definitely done that, but he's done that and bettered it, hasn't he? He got second, got into a final. If Ollie wins as a trophy now, I'm sure many fickle fans will change their opinions on him as well. I think the issue was at times the style of football. I think at times we were too defensive. You mentioned there, he went with McFred in that midfield because it was just a bit more protection for that back four. Varane coming in, does that maybe mean we need less protection there in front of that back four? Do you know what I mean? I do think a lot of it comes down to personnel. I'm hoping that these personnel coming in will show a more versatile way of us playing because we all want to be entertained at the end of the day. And do you know what I mean? I personally think Sancho coming in, obviously going forward, makes us a more exciting prospect. Greenwood's only going to get better. Martial's coming back as well. Rashford's having his surgery. Hopefully he comes back for that, fresh as a daisy as well. And then Varane and a better CDM in there. I'm just want to get excited. I am excited again about United. I really am. And I have faith in him as well. Like I say, I think there's no excuses for Ollie now if you just get the personnel in. But yeah.
And think about the well. Sorry. Think about the think about the first few months when he came in as well. He wants to play exciting. It's not like the other managers like Mourinho and Van Gaal that came in that straight away it was just like, what are we watching? He came in and was like, this is how we want to play. And then as things progressed, it was like, oh, I can't keep playing like this because I haven't got the players for it. So he's aiming for what he did when he first came. So I think we're going to have an exciting season.
I hope so. I don't know if you saw the Manchester City clip on Sky Sports News. Do you see that guy? So he's like a report. I forgot what his name is. He was a reporter, and he's on about I think it was about Grealish to Manchester City, and he says Manchester City.
He actually
he actually full on said Manchester. I'll have to send you the link on Twitter. But he full on said Manchester City. Cracked me up. But he paused before it as well. It's like he meant it. So he's on his way to Manchester City. Like that. Like it's so funny. She obviously meant it as well. It's class. I like it there. 21 is coming. I hope it is. But going to have a lot of competition. I was trying to a nice little thing that I saw today as well. Obviously, Arsenal, we say Banter FC and whatnot, get the popcorn out, AFTV and chill and all that. But Saka returned today, and I don't know if you saw the clip, but obviously there's a lot of fan mail, and Arsenal have basically put a big wall of fan mail. There's gifts from all fans and stuff, and saying how supported he was after what happened at the Euros. And rivalries aside, that was just a really nice thing to see. I don't know if you saw it, but the support for Saka when he returned, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, you look at his face and you just love him as a person, and you don't know his personality, but you just look at him and you just be like, you just want to give him a hug. Like you just be like, yo, I feel like he's my little brother. Like, how can anyone be horrible to him? So yeah, hopefully he just hits the ground running, hasn't affected him. Hopefully, which I imagine the way everyone's around him and supporting him, I imagine he's going to be completely fine.
Yeah, he's always smiling as well. I love that about him. He's just a kid at the end of the day, and Arsenal have got a gem on their hands. I really do think that was Saka. Obviously, he looks like very humble, a lovely lad, but also he's very talented as well. James said, was he Dutch? All right, James. I apologise for my impression. I had to go. Ankit says, hi, Soph, long time. Hope you're well. And I hope you're doing well. So, Ankit, thank you for tuning in. I'm doing good. Thank you. But I just want the season to start now. It's not that long away. It's not far. Hand on heart, what do you say your prediction is for next season? Where you said we're going to win the title. Do you genuinely believe we're going to go and we're going to win that title?
Yeah, I do. If we get the CDM and Man City don't sign Kane, them are the two.
They're going to sign him, though.
So if they sign him and we don't get the CDM, no. If they sign him and we do get the CDM, yeah. If they get Kane and we don't get the CDM, if we get the CDM and they sign him, it's. I'm going to go with Man United.
I like it. We're going to be there or thereabouts. I do think the signings
definitely.
I completely agree. The signings definitely come into it. Interesting to see what happens. What about Haaland then next summer? Do you reckon if Lukaku goes Chelsea, which apparently they're in talks to do now? Apparently Lukaku, I read that just before I went live. I think Fabrizio tweeted it or Sky tweeted it. Basically, Lukaku said that he would like to come if there's a suitable offer that comes in from Chelsea. He would like them to come to an agreement. Wow. So basically, he wants to come back to Chelsea. So if that is true, so Lukaku goes to Chelsea, Haaland to us, would you be satisfied with that? Would you be happy with waiting another year with Cavani, Martial, and Greenwood fighting out for that 9? If it meant me have Haaland next season. Yeah,
who wouldn't be? Haaland's the absolute don of, he's the don.
It just makes me laugh, to be honest. Haaland.
I've never seen anyone's image like his. He's such a strange image, isn't it?
He's class. And he's luscious, blonde locks as well. He's got them all down.
Really tall and really fast. And it's just, I've never seen anything like it. He's just, Lukaku needs to come and smash it though. That's in my opinion. If he doesn't smash it, Chelsea will still be a contender for him.
Yeah. Thank you so much, I'm Blue. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you for a while. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for that as well. He says, "What's up with Ollie Hate? Man United got 6th with Jose. Ollie managed to get 3rd with his first full season. 2nd last season seems like progress. Totally agree. And even though it absolutely killed, we won from semi-finals to a final. Hopefully next season we can go one better as well. We shall see. But yeah, I totally I'm on your side with that one. I don't really agree with the hate. I agree with the criticism at times, and I agree the football isn't always the most exhilarating, but hopefully with the new personnel coming in, we'll see, I don't know, a more versatile United. I'm hoping that we can actually change our system to suit certain games, and yeah, just rely on the squad depth. I think that's a big thing that we've been missing. So would you agree with that statement as well, Zio?
I would agree with it, but would you also pull it past him to run the team the starting team into the ground again? Because he still wants, it's still not really Ollie players. A lot of them players still are not players that he really wants to play. So
I don't think Donny was an Ollie signing as well. I know that will go against his name. They spent 40-odd million on Donny, wherever it was. I don't think that was his signing. I think that's pretty clear to see.
Right, that's what I mean. So I feel like Donny, there's a chance he won't play much again, and there's other players that Ollie doesn't like that won't play again. So I think Varane could be played every game. Bruno could be played every game, and it wouldn't surprise me. But I'm just gonna hope that he's settling in and he's got players around him that he wants to have now, and he gets the CDM and he does rotate. But I'm not going to put it past him. There is the option that he's going to pick a team, and that's going to be the team.
Yeah. YouTube says that's why they extended his contract. Obviously, a lot of people are kicking off about Ollie's extension. Can you think of another manager that can sign Haaland at United? He has got previous experience.
No one else could. Who else would bring Haaland to United? Zidane, probably. That's it.
It's interesting. You get me excited just thinking about the Haaland in a United shirt and Ollie being a reason why he comes.
And Sancho.
All those people who hate on Ollie, it's going to be rubbed in your face if that is the case. That we do get Haaland and we do win the league and win trophies. So I think we all just want, obviously, United back to the top, don't we? Curly said that Haaland will go to United. If we have to wait a year for him, then he will go into Spain. We shall see. But if we come back with a trophy, or if we win the league like Zio says we're going to do, surely Haaland will be tempted by that. You'd like to think. Obviously, he's lost his mate Sancho. I said already I couldn't see Dortmund getting rid of Sancho and Haaland in the same season.
No way, yeah.
Seems really unlikely. But we will see. And Rapstar's coming at you again, Zio. He says, I'm sorry, Zio. Last season, definitely a fluke. God. There was no competition. Literally, how can you lose to Reece and Phillips? City. I said City myself then, like a presenter. Chelsea, Liverpool will be better. They're getting better, but you can't deny that we're getting better as well with their personnel that we've brought in. Give Ollie a chance. Obviously, I've already mentioned if he doesn't cut it with his personnel, then I think he deserves the hate. But at this moment in time, he's made progress. Yeah, it might be minimal, but he has made progress. He's steadied the ship. The morale is fantastic, and that all comes down to his man management. I hate when people don't accredit that. When it was Jose Mourinho, people were going mad because what he did to Luke Shaw, what he did to Pogba, calling him a virus. Ollie doesn't get the credit for what he's done to this squad. He literally has made the squad together, hasn't he? Made the squad united. And he deserves a lot of credit for that, in my opinion. But we should judge him after this season. That's what we say. Judge him after this season, after the signings. I mean,
it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. That's what I'm going to disagree there. It definitely wasn't a fluke. I don't know. Is this person a Man United fan? Because I don't know how you watch them games and think it was a fluke. I do agree that City, Chelsea, and Liverpool will be better, but so will we, because we have. It's mad. We bought Varane and Sancho. We're definitely going to be better. So everyone's going to be better. But it wasn't a fluke. Yeah. I'm not having that.
I think people say it was a fluke because obviously the fact that Van Dijk got injured for Liverpool, and people believe obviously what happened with Spurs not having a good season, Arsenal not having a good season, Leicester kind of slipping off towards the end. That's why a lot of people say it was a fluke, but I don't think it is a fluke. You can only beat what's in front of you at the end of the day.
Exactly. We had bad games. We had stupid losses as well. I'm not having it. It was not a fluke.
We had many stupid draws. I'll add that in there. That's
what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
We should have turned them into wins. Our away form, I think he deserved a lot of credit for as well this season. That's another thing that I expect our home form with the fans back in hopefully improves, because our home form that season was very inconsistent, wasn't it? So we'll see. Yeah. Good point. Obviously, Van Gaal is back. He's back in charge of Netherlands. His third time back in charge. That's mad, isn't it? 3 times.
That is nuts. He's a funny man. It's like he thinks he's funny, but he's not.
But I find it funny. It's that kind of humour. That stupid humour.
But are you laughing with him or at him?
When he dived against Arsenal, that one sticks in my head. That one, and then that Christmas speech when it's like the wine and the mince pies. That made me laugh as well. And Mike Smalling, like, so many like classic Van Gaal moments. He was a funny guy. I liked him. But his football wasn't the best. But I did feel sorry for him. Obviously, winning a trophy and then next day, bang, you're gone. Like it seemed a bit brutal that. But look where we are now. So yeah, I think Van Gaal. I'm happy to see him back in charge of the Netherlands. I just like him as a guy. I think he was funny, entertaining. James says he's back with his clipboard. Yeah, back with his clipboard. Do you remember that was it Sam Allardyce when he got that big scroll of like facts and figures and that out just to shut him up? I think he said that we played. Yeah, he said Sam Allardyce said that we play like long ball football or something like that. And Van Gaal was like literally got loads of stats at how many short passes he made in the game and stuff. Like he got like, yeah, best dive ever. It was a good dive. Yeah, I thought he just like whoa, they just fell on the sideline. What a guy! That's like iconic. That moment for me is iconic. Because seeing him that like Paddy Manchester United jacket and his like suit trousers just lying on the side of the turf.
He like fell. He didn't delay. Did he? Just fell straight back, like no hesitation.
Yeah, it's like he like had his hand in his head like he was painting as well. It's funny. What a guy! What a guy! I actually missed that side of it though. To be fair, but the football I certainly do not miss. But we'll see what happens. Curtis said if we tweak the home form, we'll be fine. The team are better than most, given credit for it. It's all about moving the ball faster than we did last year.
Which we will.
Totally agree with that. You think?
Which we will. Yeah.
Bring in Varane in. Look, he's a winner. He's going to want to win a trophy at United.
And we're going to be better. We're going to be better on the right side with Sancho. Like he's going to be able to put crosses in. It's not going to be cutting in every time. It's not going to be predictable. So yeah, it's going to move faster. It's going to be dangerous on both sides. I just worry about a bit defensively with the CDM, but both sides dangerous, moving the ball faster. I think, yeah, we're going to be way better. Like everyone else is going to be better.
Some kind of Fred masterclass this season. That's what could happen. 50 mil we paid for Fred. 50 mil. It's still yet to prove that he's Brazilian to a lot of United fans, I think. But you know what? I'm going to be honest. Like, there's obviously a player in there in Fred. We haven't been consistent at United, but there is obviously a player in there. If Fred comes good, I'll be more. Obviously, I want every player to do well at United. But if Fred comes good at United, I would be absolutely buzzing with that. Varane coming in, it's only going. Surely players like Varane and Sancho either side of Fred is only going to make him better, isn't it? And obviously, Pogba stays. Yeah, he is. He is. I mean, I've sat here and I've called him Fred Flintstones at time when he started to play passes because he just can't do it. But his tenacity in there, you have to say, is unmatched. And if he can transform that kind of, I think he had a very good tournament, didn't he, for Brazil in the Copa America?
Yeah.
There's obviously a player in there. That's what I'm saying. There's obviously a player in there. We're yet to see the full extent of that player, but hopefully we do next season. Because Ollie obviously likes him. Like he's stuck with McTominay and Fred, and like I say, in that midfield consistently.
Yeah, no choice.
People are begging him not to. True. But we'll see. I think there's a player. I remember I went to United against Wolves, and Fred obviously scored his first goal for United, and he hit the post in that game. And he looked decent. So I was thinking, he's actually going to start to play now. And I think he was sub for like next 3 games or something. Like we never really saw any more of it.
Right.
You can't really argue that he hasn't had a run of games in United shirt now because he has. Yeah. He's one of the most used players, him and McTominay in that midfield. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the likes of Varane coming in. YouTube there said Varane should provide more cover. Pogba will be more expressive. I think this will be Pogba's best year. I hope so. See, the thing with me, I want to see Pogba sign that new deal. I'm not satisfied if Paul Pogba doesn't sign that new deal and he goes through this season, has a great season, but realistically, we all know he's going to be leaving on a free at the end of it. I want to see him tied in. I want to see him sign. I want to see him sign and commit his future because I still feel like this season is kind of a nothing season. Like even if he's amazing, he's just basically in the shop window for another club, isn't it? Like I want to see him signing a new contract at the club. Do you know what I mean? I want to be settled on that because I'm sick of the circus that surrounds it. I just want to feel settled that Pogba's happy now, he's going to stay. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be one of them where you're going to start the season without him signing a new deal, wondering what's going to happen come summer.
So would you sell him now then if he won't sign?
If he doesn't want to be at United, I'd sell him.
What if he's not sure?
How can you be not sure?
What if you want to see how the season goes with the players? I know it's mad, but he's in a position where we can do that.
Yeah, but we can still sell him. Like at the end of the day, I think it's like a loyalty thing to the club because we can still sell him come summer, can't we? We're just going to get a fee for him rather than losing him on a free. We've already lost him on a free once. You say that, but you know what I mean? Obviously, I know
look what's happening to players. Look what's happening to players where they get that golden cage around them where they can't be sold, and teams say that we'll sell you next season and they don't, and you don't go training 3 days in a row and stuff like that. Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah,
look what's happening.
For me, nobody's bigger than Manchester United. If Pogba holds a club to ransom like that, you get rid, don't you? Like, I'm hoping.
So you would sell him then?
So if we're going to get money, if he doesn't want to be United, if he's not wholeheartedly United,
Right.
and I'd say it's about any player,
Yeah.
if they don't want to be United, rather than lose them on a free, I would want to get some money for them.
Okay.
Do you know what I
40
mean?
mil. 40 mil.
But if he gets a new contract and he has a great season, like I said, we can still sell him. It doesn't mean you're forbidden to sell him. It just means that you're going to get more money for him rather than losing him on a free.
Yeah, but Pogba
Do you know
knows
what I mean?
that
But the
Man
age
U will
is
never sell
massive.
Pogba. Man U will never sell. They'll keep him
Yeah.
forever. He knows.
Yeah, and it's not down to Pogba necessarily. We all know what his agent's like, and I think his agent will obviously want the best pick of deal. So he'll think, oh, you know what, has a good season, like I say, he's in the shop window.
Yeah.
He'll choose his best payout, won't he? He'll choose whichever one he's going to get the better payout for.
Ali will let him do it as well, won't he? He'll let him just play and run his contract down. Like, I think they'll keep him and they'll risk it. I think they'll risk it all the way to the end, like they did with Herrera.
I think it'll just make me sad to lose him on a free.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Herrera, every time I see Herrera in a PSG shirt, it pains me. Like, I hate it. Like, it kills me. And I'd feel the same about Pogba. I really would. It's horrible. I want to say thank you to De Gea for that super sticker. I really appreciate it. Really kind. Thank you so much for that. And thank you to Lawbreaker. So it's kind of sad when our two Brazilians are Fred and Pereira. Bring back Anderson. That is mad. That is mad.
I did not like Anderson either, though. I didn't like Anderson. Did you like Anderson? I didn't like Anderson.
He was a bit of an erratic footballer, but as a person, I thought he was entertaining. But yeah,
Right.
I did like Anderson. I have to be honest. He was definitely more like it comes across being more Brazilian than Fred and Pereira on the ball. Anyway, I'll say that much.
Right.
He did have like some mad moments.
I've never thought about that. Fred and Pereira are Brazilians.
What happened? De Gea says yes, agree on Pogba. I hate to lose on a free. Won't be held to ransom. Pereira, 25 million is ransom. Yeah, that is mad. Like near 30 million for Pereira is crazy. When you're saying like 40 odd for Pogba, that is mad. Like telling me Pereira and Pogba are 10 million apart in terms of ability, that ain't right.
No.
James says we won both our games in Florida. Ian, but took the Ian there. Who have actually Everton played pre-season? I haven't really seen anything about Everton's pre-season, but obviously I don't know why that wouldn't come up on my Twitter as such.
Yes, that is very true.
No nonsense, true.
That is very true.
I got read on a free. So, I love the Villa. Says evening, Soph and Zio. How are you both? Sorry I'm late. I've had football training. Hope football training has gone well. I'm playing in my first game for ages on Sunday. I cannot wait. So hope it went well. And we're both good. We have been discussing Grealish. Let us know in the chat what your thoughts are on the Grealish situation. I love the video. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on that. And obviously your new signings. Exciting times for you. And Rapstar, thank you so much. Says so fun the process thing. We started to say like Arsenal. Man's been here for 3 seasons. What does he have to show for a third? Look where Arsenal are. We're not saying it like Arsenal. Look where Arsenal are this season. They spent 50 million on Ben White. We spent the same money on Rafa Varane. That tells you already like we're doing better than Arsenal.
What is Rapstar actually saying should have happened? That we should have won the league last season, or we should have won? I don't get what he's trying to say should happen. We should have won the league with that team last season. Let me know what you're saying should be going on, because
I'm guessing Rapstar is referring to if he wasn't Ollie in charge with the squad that we had last season and
we would have won
that Liverpool ladder. A lot of people believe that we would have maybe won the league, would have done better in terms of we'd have won the Europa League, we'd have had a trophy to show for it. And you know what? I think sometimes I could probably agree with that. I think in the final Europa League, I felt like Ollie should have made changes earlier. But I also felt from the off we were never going to win that game. You can just get a sense of a feeling of the game. It just wasn't our night, and obviously went to penalties, and you just knew you weren't going to win. But I do kind of agree on some extent where I do think Ollie could have done better in certain games where he should have made changes earlier, should have rotated. But like I've always said at the same time, you'd think you're Ollie, you're turning to that bench, and you're thinking, what quality? Who have I got who I can bring on who's better than I've already got on the pitch right now? And there isn't a lot there. There was not a lot of quality there, regardless of what people think. We had the likes of Matic, Donny, who a lot of people think, oh, bring Donny on, he'll transform the game. When has Donny transformed any game in a United shirt yet? I know it sounds brutal because he hasn't really had much chances, but you can't throw Donny on in a game like that. You know what I mean? It's like feeding to the wolves. He hasn't hardly played. So Ollie will be thinking, do I trust any of these players right now to be better than what's on the pitch? And probably not. So, do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. With the person that he's brought in, trust him. If it doesn't pay off, then fair enough. We deserve to throw the criticism at him, and say what needs to be said. But right now, I don't agree. I think we made progress again last season. And I think this season with the personnel, I feel like we'll make progress again. I'm not going to be as clinical in you and say, oh, we're going to win the league. I hope that happens. But I do think we are going to be better again.
He set his own level, hasn't he? There's only one way up from where he is now, and that is to win the league or to go very far in the Champions League. But people won't be happy with that. If he comes second and gets to the Champions League final, people are going to be Ollie out even still. So he has to win something. He has to win something, and he's going to win one of the two, I believe so. I believe he's going to win one of the two.
I hope so. And if he doesn't, then like I say, we'll have that conversation again. I totally accept it. But I think right now, I don't know. I think right now we're making progress. We've settled the ship. The squad are happy. Give it Ollie the credit he deserves. But Rapstar, thank you so much for that contribution. That's what it's all about. I want people to come with different opinions because
Yeah,
me and Zio aren't experts. We don't sit here thinking, oh, we know everything. We're all football fans.
definitely. I definitely don't. I definitely don't.
And we
So
all want what's best for
Rapstar,
United. You know what I mean? All of us.
yeah. So
Get
Rapstar, I
it,
disagree with you, but yeah, that doesn't mean I'm right. You could be right. I don't know.
yeah. We'll see come end of the season. We'll see come end of the season. Oliver Villa regarding Grealish said if he wants to leave, let him. The rumour is that Ings signing is the last persuasion to Jack because we have an actual scorer, while City don't. But it's ridiculous, you know. City are going to get Harry Kane, though, aren't they? Let's be honest. You saw in like the videos for England as well. I've been thinking about this. Like Grealish was like, "Oh, I just crossed the ball into H. I know he's going to be there." Like they're obviously mates as well. That'll be like Paul for Grealish as well. He'll think, "Oh, I'm going to join my mate H." Do you know what I mean? It's just going to happen. That's my Brummie accent, by the way. My Grealish accent. Probably saying more Dutch like earlier, but yeah. Grealish, as a football fan, I'm just sad to see that because I actually like Grealish and I can't like him in the City shirt. I just can't do it. So that'll upset me.
That's what I mean. That's why it upsets me. You hit the nail on the head. I love watching Grealish, but I can't watch him play for City. It's going to annoy me. So yeah, I won't like him anymore.
I was the same with Mahrez
yeah.
as well. I love watching Mahrez at Leicester. I think he's such a silky player, and now at City, just annoys me. I know it seems petty, but it's true. And Will, thank you so much for that super sticker. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for that. It's really kind. But yeah, next season we shall see. In terms of the Ollie and Ollie out debate, I think time will tell. Signings will tell. Who knows? But I'm definitely going to back him. I'm feeling confident about the new season. I'm feeling excited. I just want it to start now, if I'm totally honest with you.
So,
obviously. Go on, Zil.
Do you think imagine he gets semi-finals Champions League, second in the league, based off, and City got Kane as well. Chelsea have improved. Everyone's improved. Will you still be Ollie in?
I think it depends on the context of it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
How
if we
played.
Get second, how we played one. If we get second, then we're not miles off first. I think that's enough one. But then again, we've already mentioned Liverpool, Chelsea.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? Depends on.
So even if we're miles off first, we're still above. Let's say it was City, we're still above Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough to sack him on. Being totally honest.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
Contributes to that. I wouldn't be Ollie out on that. But I still think a trophy is important to us. Whether it's the FA Cup, do you know what I mean? Or Champions League would be beautiful, of course. But you know what I mean? I think a trophy is important. It depends. You can't just sit here and say. I think it depends on the context of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if we have a season where every game's like, I don't know, too many draws again, our home form is very poor again. We have them games where we just don't tactically change and we drop too many points, whether it's draws or losses, where we just haven't performed. You know what I mean? I think it's hard to say from this point of view.
So even with assuming Harry will play, let's say he plays a similar way where it's like, oh, Ollie, we love you, or Ollie, you're annoying us. I can't imagine if he achieves that they're going to want to shake up the team that much and change the manager. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I think from the board's point of view, I'm imagining like his FIFA career mode now. His objective, start of season, will probably be to qualify for the Champions League again.
Yeah.
So top 4. And I'd probably say it'd be quarterfinals of the Champions League and to win a trophy. That's what I think. So if you're telling me he's going to get 2 of those objectives, like you just said, we've got a semi-final and then you're going to get second in the league, are the board really going to sack him on that, not winning a trophy? I don't think they will.
I think they'll be silly too. I think you'd be silly too because I think
because then obviously Haaland coming in as well. Which I guess you're moving the goalpost and saying, "Oh, next season you got Haaland," and that means you're definitely going to win a trophy. Do you know what I mean? How long is that going to go on for?
Yeah, but I just think it's too much of a shake-up if he achieves that much and we just swap him. And who we're going to bring in? Do you get what I mean? They're going to come in and be like, "I don't like that player, that player, that player." They're going to have arguments with Martial or whatever. Do you get what I mean? It's going to be too much of a shake-up. Whoa, what's he saying here? Whoa.
It's Rapstar's back. Thank you, Rapstar, for that. So my point is the window is definitely good, but I would bet £1,000 that Ollie will get these players to that level. Hell no, just no. We shall see. Like I say, time will tell. Time will tell. Do you think Ollie? We're going to rain off on this question, and I've seen the chat delving as well. It's quite a good question. Do you think Ollie's improved any players personally on a 1-to-1 since Ollie's come in? Has he improved any players, do you think?
Greenwood.
Yeah, I'd agree. Luke Shaw.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's the main one, isn't he? He's improved the most.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Great season last season for me. He did. And I think he'll be even better this season with Varane. And that's a big statement, but I do. Yes, like he has improved. Wan-Bissaka, obviously, I think Wan-Bissaka's getting better. He's still not a finished article, but I do think he had an improved season last season.
He's showing Wan-Bissaka's showing spurts of he can actually cross a bit and he can get forward, and
True,
he has improved players. He's improved players.
So Rashford was another one. Obviously, unfortunately, end of the season injured, but people forget the form he's in the start of the season last season. Considering he was injured for like the last half of the season and such, like his goal scoring tally and his assist record last season is impressive. So you'd have to say he has.
Fred, you know what, Fred?
Yeah.
Fred was terrible, and then he had a spurt.
He has. He has.
I think Maguire will improve this season, but there you go, Zio, best left back in the league.
Here you go, Greenwood, Shaw, Maguire, Henderson by letting him out on loan. I do think that experience, to be fair, at Sheffield would have made Henderson better. Yes.
Right.
I agree. But
I'm disagreeing with Maguire. I'm not having Maguire. I'm not having Maguire. I don't think he's... What's he got better at? I feel like he's just the same.
Yeah,
what's he done better?
Maguire, for me, I think we'll see it this season.
Yeah, we will. I agree with that because of Varane.
He's a ball player. He's a leader. We didn't have any leaders in our squad, which is one reason why we all said, that's why we paid the 80 million for Maguire. We needed a leader. I think he has instilled that. Fred, I think, is a questionable one. I do think Fred in flashes we see. Yeah. But overall, I think he's got a lot of improving to do. Maguire, like I say, with Varane coming in, I think he'll go up to another level. Look at him in the Euros as well. He was outstanding for England. One of our best players in the Euros. Do you know what I mean? I think, and he played like every minute of our season as well, pretty much. Like he barely misses a minute as well. I rate Maguire. I don't know. A lot of people don't.
I just keep seeing moments of him and Lindelof looking like, what is it, the Chuckle Brothers that people call them. Like I just see moments.
Is it Lindelof though? You know what I mean? Like I just don't think him and Lindelof work well together.
They don't, and I don't think Ali improved either of them. I think Varane's going to make Maguire good.
That's a good way of putting it. Look how we started and look how we ended. Maguire, at the end of the season, was outstanding. First half of the season, everyone was ridiculing his 80 million price tag, and then as it kind of grew, a lot of people started to recognise that actually Maguire's having a good season. Do you know what I mean?
So, what about the silly goals that we kept conceding? That was always his and Lindelof's fault. They were taking it in turns.
You keep saying it, and Lindelof's fault. I just don't think them two as a pair. I don't think that they don't work together. They do not work together for whatever reason. Them two just don't. I don't know. And I think Varane, being a pacey centre back as well, will complement Maguire nicely because he can almost play at sweeper as well. I'm not saying Lindelof's not fast, but Varane is far more experienced. Obviously, is a winner, is a leader, and I just feel like he'll complement Maguire better. And I know it might seem harsh on Lindelof, and I like Lindelof, and I think Lindelof is a very good player to have to rotate in with. But let's be honest, Maguire's not going to move. He's that figure in that back four that he's going to stay, isn't it? So whoever's going to come in, like if we get a centre back in, it's Lindelof who's going to go. And Varane coming in, he's better than what we've already got. Which is what I mean. Like, I'm excited for the season. I really am. Because I always thought defensively last season as well, on the whole, a lot of people would argue we were pretty solid. I know we conceded some stupid goals, which was what was frustrating because when we did concede, they were most often just errors, like individual errors, weren't they?
Yes, I agree. We was very solid, and then there was just the odd moment, and you'd be like, "This is how you want to concede." Like you've blocked everything, with no one's getting through, and then they've just had this silly cross or someone slipped over or a back pass, and you're just like, "Whoa." Yeah. So I do think with Varane in there, less of that is going to happen. But I think if we don't, I keep saying it on your stream over and over, if we don't get something to replace McFred, we're still going to see some... Varane is not Superman.
Yeah, I think a lot of our errors and a lot of our pressure at the back came from us passing out too slowly from the back.
Right.
I'd like to think that having Sancho, obviously having Varane coming into that back four, he's going to be used to passing the ball quickly, getting a CDM you actually trust on the ball, because I think that's a lot of our issues, trusting the players. A lot of players are hesitant to play the ball into our midfielders' feet because you know they're going to give it away. And opposition just know to press that midfielder because that's a vulnerable bit. Yeah. So I think if we can improve on that, we can play it from the back at a faster tempo. And I also think that will aid into our game as well. Because I think Maguire is a very good ball player.
Yes, he is.
Sometimes he's looking up and he doesn't trust playing it into the midfield, holds on to it a bit more. And that's where obviously teams press. And I think that was a weakness last season. I'm hoping Varane coming in will up that tempo again. And also a midfielder that they can trust on the ball as well. That's what I'm hoping for this season.
We need a player for that because what we've got doesn't work. Like there's still that hole there and it's still no trust there because we need a player for that. So if we get the player, then yes. But if we don't, it's going to be an improvement, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah. be interesting to see what happens. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Massive thank you to Zeo. Zeo, just shout out where people can find you on socials as well. Be sure to check out his music, definitely.
I can never do. There we go. Zeonardo on everything. Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter much, but Instagram, YouTube, Zeonardo on everything.
Go and check it out. Go and give him a follow and everything, guys. A massive United fan as well. Thank you, Zeo, for coming on. I've absolutely loved it again. Great to chat football. Thank you to everyone, guys. If you want to, please hit that sub button, hit a like on the video as well. And if I have missed your comments, just drop a comment on the video and I will definitely check it afterwards and reply to you there. But until next time, I'm back tomorrow night with KG at 8 o'clock, so that should be an entertaining show. I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully, he'll be dropping a few bombs, KG, so that should be a good one. So if you're about, come and tune in. That'll be 8 o'clock tomorrow. But until then, guys, stay positive, look after yourselves, and we'll see you soon.